Wakeboarding is the fastest growing sport in the world. Every day, more people are trying the sport for the first time. Hi, my name is Troy Navarro, and Mastercraft Boats and I would like to make the sport of wakeboarding as fun and easy as possible for you to learn. Each trick will be listed on the screen, so it will be easy to fast forward or rewind to the spot on the video you need work on. Well, we only have so much time, so let's get to it. We're assuming by this time that you already have tried out the boards that interest you and that you have a pair of bindings that are comfortable on your feet. Chances are good that you have a twin tip shape, which means that your board rides as well forward as it does backwards. This is great because now you can set your bindings in the center of the board. What this means is that you'll have a neutral stance on the board. This will allow you, with practice, to ride the same forward as backwards. How wide should you put your bindings apart from each other? This is completely up to the rider. Some riders like a narrow stance, while others prefer a wider stance. Comfort and style is everything. If you're new to the sport, and you could use some help, try putting them shoulder width apart, or whatever feels comfortable. I'm afraid the same advice goes for what angle you should put your feet at. Most beginners out here at Lone Star start with both feet at a 9-degree angle. But remember, this is just a starting point. Whatever feels comfortable to you is right. Last but not least are fins. They can make or break the performance of your board. How you want your board to ride will determine what size fin you put on the front and back. If you want your board to be easy to push around, then use smaller fins. If you want your board to feel solid and predictable, use a deeper fin. Remember, you bought a twin tip so you could ride the same backwards as forward. So, put the same size fin on the front as the back. This will also make it easier for left and right foot forward riders because now you won't have to change your fins or bindings. Safety tip: make sure that your fins and bindings are tight before you ride. If you've never gotten up on a wakeboard, or if you've tried and failed, then a little bit of dry land practice will be very helpful. Sit on the ground facing a friend. Let them pull you forward. As they pull, let your chest get pulled towards your knees and relax. As they keep pulling you forward, your weight will start to shift to the balls of your feet. Keep your arms straight and let them pull you forward onto the balls of your feet. Go ahead and try this several times. Now, onto the water. Once you have the board on your feet and you're floating in the water, relax. Grab the rope and put your arms around your front knee. Let the bottom of the board face the boat. Now you're in the position to let the boat pull you. As the boat takes off, start to roll forward. Stay relaxed and let the boat do the work. As you feel the board roll underneath you, bring your chest up, but leave your arms straight. When you're balanced in a squatting position, then you can use your legs to stand up. Try not to lock your knees. Keeping them slightly bent will make it easier to keep your balance. You will notice that in the process of getting up, you traveled outside of the wake on your heels. This is natural, and you'll be able to fix it with a bit of practice. Here are some common mistakes that people make when they're starting out. First, they try to pull themselves up into a balanced position and end up falling backwards. Or they lift their butt too soon and fall out the front. The most important thing to remember is to relax and let the boat pull you. Here's a few tips for driving beginner wakeboarders. If the rider is right foot forward, chances are good that they will drift out on their heels to the right. With this in mind, if you start the rider to the right of the boat, for example, their right, instead of right behind the boat, when they take off, they won't have to go over the wake, which will make it much easier for them. For a left foot forward rider, start them out on the left of the boat. Another tip is, after you have the rider off to one side, as you take off, gradually turn the boat in the same direction. In other words, for a right foot forward rider, turn the boat to the right. This will give the beginner a softer pull, as well as helping them to stay out to the side. Remember that slower is always safer, and it makes the falls easier on the rider. Don't be confused with the terminology of heel side and toe side. Toe side of the board is here, heel side of the board is here. Some people say front side and back side, but it means the same thing. I like to say toe side and heel side, so whether you're left foot or right foot forward, the instruction always makes sense. Your first cut will probably be your heel side cut. This is where your hands are in front of you and you lean back on your heels. As you bend your knees, you will travel away from the boat. To cut on your toe side, you need to be able to do a solid heel side cut. Come out of your heel side cut by taking your weight off of your heels. As you start to drift back to the boat wake, start to put weight on your toes. At the same time, start to bring the handle from in front of you and down towards your front hip. This will let you lean comfortably out on your toes. When you're cutting out on your toes, remember to look at the opposite shore. In other words, look where you're going, not where you are. If you look down at your board while you're cutting out on your toe side, you will probably let your hands go out. This will make the board twist, and you will catch your front edge. And this is bad. You should be comfortable cutting back and forth across the wake before you start trying your jumps. Most wakeboards are the same shape, nose and tail. And if you set your board up like we discussed in the earlier part of the video, to ride backwards, all you have to do is get up with your other foot forward. This will make you feel like a beginner, but with practice, this will feel as natural as getting up forward. Try riding switch as soon as you can so you'll learn both ways together. It's easier to get backwards the first few times if you ask the boat driver to drop the boat speed so the water gets mushy. Then you can slide the board to switch. 1. With your hands low, push the handle to your back hip as you grind your back heel forward. 2. As you push the handle and grind your back heel, shift your weight to your front foot. This will let the board rotate. Don't make the mistake of letting your hands get out in front of you, and don't look down. As you get more comfortable, you can try this at regular boat speeds.